This is the underside of the lid. I'm just touching it up. Anyway, no one's going to care. Smooth. A little buff. I'm going to try to get the those dovetailed attachment slides back into this. And we'll see how that goes. I think these are wicked cute, but I haven't tried to put them back in yet. There's a snugness to them. And if I have to beat on them, I'll just make a mess of them. Secure your work. Oh man, that is just beautiful. Push stick. Just a push stick. Because it's kind of hurting my hand. Almost aligning with their little holes in the top where the screws ultimately penetrate, although they're threaded into this. They look pretty lined up to me. I'm liking it. I'm going to throw a clamp on because, you know, it all starts with secure your work. Oh man. Oh, that's hurting. This is what you fear. All right, so what's it going to be? Drive it in or drive it out? Let's be cautious. Let's be cautious. There's plenty of time left in the day. Just driving it back out leaves you with, what do I do? Whereas if I just drove it in further, I'd know what I was doing. One way or the other. Looking for a nasty piece of coarse sandpaper. Get a fresh piece. 120, that's coarse. Thinking I'll open up the dovetail by doing very little more than cleaning the crud off, getting the high spots. I've dripped finish in there, you know, stuff. This is showing a shiny spot right there and a number of shiny spots on this side, so it's rubbing. It's not like that's bent. It's trying to tell me it's not the right size. Something ain't right, as they say. There's crud. That's all I'm doing. Just see? It's the little things. That's all it took. Holes aren't quite in view. So something small, hard, easily handled, and expendable. The masonry nail. See, it's going into the hole, so it's got to go further. Looks good to me. We're going to revisit this one. Because the holes look a little offset. Yeah, see? Offset. So imagine that's what this little notch here is for. Okay, a little too beaucoup, I think. Oh, geez, that moved easily. All right, so there's that. Nicely centered into that hole that these screws go into. Good, 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 good. Well, I'm back to liking those. I went from really thinking they were clever to, boy, I hope this works. And now, done. So I've got a little bit of accoutrement to go on here. This is a little lid support. If you flip it in the case of in use. Flip it down and it catches on the front rib, holds the tabletop level, which, you know, if you're eating lunch, make a lot of sense. Just put on 2 little round-headed screws. Doesn't look like there's a lot of adjustment in it. It only goes, the holes in the metal are very close to the size of the holes in the diameter of the screw. So here it is, centering itself. That's done. Now I can probably do that. I'll be back in a minute. There you go. All looks good. Buff the top. I think in terms of assembly, I'm going to put the top pencil board top, this writing surface top, attach it to the 3 sides of the bin so I can reach up through before I put the bottom in other words, so I can reach up to get at the screws a little bit more easily. This 2 rubbed coats of tung oil varnish on the surface of this has, I mean, it's not shiny. I'm not trying to kid anybody. It's not a gloss finish, but it is smooth as a baby's butt. It's smooth. It's really smooth. And all in all, I mean, the coloration, the difference in coloration is mostly the wood, and it's actually been toned by the amber shellac so that it's actually as much one color now as it was when it came here covered with filth. Different color, but still. Anyway, reclaimed. That's where we are. So I'm going to go get those bumpers so I can finish this part, and then the rest of this will go together. Bing, bing, bing. Can't wait. Well, it had to happen. I got some schmutz on this thing and oversprayed it a little bit, and then tried to clean it, and tried to put another coat on, also I wouldn't have to go through, you know, doing it again. And that didn't work out. So here I am, buffing this down. The trick here is to not go through the brown, right? Get everything. Don't go through the brown. May as well buff the whole surface, and I don't have to worry about it sticking either. The inside came out fine. The bottom lip came out fine. Right there. A little bit here. You can see it popping up. All is not lost. Just, you know, a setback. So I'll go to the store right after I get this sprayed, and it won't be cured, but I'll be able to handle it when I get back. Just, boy, I guess I should have gotten the acetone out and just stripped the whole thing, all the brown off. The acetone would have dried pretty quickly, and then I could have shot it again. But I tried to just patch it. Amateur hour, you know? Inside this little thing, this is where it all fell apart. I just couldn't touch this and get it to accomplish something. Everything I did was I fixed this, and then I just moved some bit of crud to another spot. That's when I gave up. But it's going to be good this time, because that's how these things go. Alright, a little bit more along here. I'm using 400 grit paper, dry. And you can see, for the most part, except for maybe a couple of spots, I'm not even getting down to the primer. Because what I'm trying to take off are lumps, things that were over applied. Still having a little bit of trouble in there, but that's pretty much it. So I'll wipe it down. Spray another light coat on. It sure doesn't have to be very thick. Fold the sandpaper into 4 sides. You always have that. I'll just get a fresh side and I'll whack at it. This is cured pretty well, but you know, you can see that it's not 100%. It doesn't all turn to dust. I get a little bit of filling in the pores of the sandpaper. Not much. So all in all, it's as they say in the trade, sanding well. So I've got a shot at getting it out, you know, that little roll trick. That's, wow, I think I'm going to get it. All right. So, dust it off and spray it up. And then I'll go to the store and get the bumpers. All right. Got the little marble rattling. So I'm going to flip this over and get this upper edge, just this bead. Done. And now across here. Done. Now I'm going to set this down on those tabs. Done. And shoot across. Looks good. Looks really, really good. A little bit more, right? I can see a little spot. All right. That looks good enough. And this is the underside of the pencil tray of the top of the desk. And I've waxed it and buffed it, and it's all good. And there are the 5 mounting holes. A hole that I don't understand. And then a missing hole. Yeah, missing hole for the little cup that holds the inkwell, which I've got. It came with 1 screw, and the other screw was never driven in. There's no hole drilled. I'm wondering if this, some of them are left-handed. Some of them are left-handed. Oh, how cute. Anyway, I'm going to drill a hole and drive in the screw. Okay, but it turns out that when you assemble this, you're probably caught on by now, the rim of the desk bin crosses right over where this screw is, and not only is left prized up by the head of the screw, but completely covers over where the screw goes and provides the clamp to hold that down. So they figured out that it wasn't necessary to have that, and I just did. Wasting your time if you're trying to outthink an old timer, I guess. And the metal rim is even notched out for the barrel of the inkwell. How clever. They had this stuff figured out. And if you recall, this was a little bit distorted when it came to me. So I'm going to have to pull in on this side to get the screw started. Well, next I'm going to struggle with getting the lid in place. Pull those down so I can get as much access as I can. If you recall, these are machine screws that actually make the connection. I don't know the best way of doing that. Probably like that. Pardon my reach. I'm going to get one of these started. All right, got it. Okay, got that. That's pretty snug. Okay. Let's see if it works. That doesn't look so good. Better. All right, I guess I'm a little premature in seeing if it works. I'm curious, I remember one of these screws being a real bear to get out. All right, now try it again. Ah, I don't have to do anything. I mean, it's stiff, but it works. That's great. All right, next I guess we we watch me struggle with trying to get the bottom in. It'll be fun. Bottom has to go in first, then the mounting stem for the whole desk assembly gets mounted to the bottom and lips over the edge of this. So the bottom's got to be in before that thing can go on. Anyway, so let's do that. I don't know if you want to watch this or not, but here it goes. Here it goes. I had a real struggle getting this thing out. It wasn't anything like that. I didn't see that coming at all. All right. Well. It was like this. It was like this. It was like just like that. Like, what the heck is going on? All right, I guess I should get a couple of screws ready. Yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. All right, now the front's floppy, so it keeps falling out of the track. That shoulder that's bent in the panels is holding the top edge. So I don't really have to worry too much about them. That stays pretty well. It's going to be fine. Good, good, good. Nope. I just realized I picked up the wrong two screws. Loving this. Loving this. And try to put the front panel in, which is actually not the front panel, but it's a panel. And it goes in sort of like that. Now it clips under this, over that, and then after it's all in, on the other side, there's a piece that's actually bent over to lock it. Well, that was snug sounding. I wonder if I've got that locked. You know, I'm just going to continue working on this, and we'll get to that, whether it locked or not, in a minute. I don't know what to do. I'm going to flip it around, take a look at the other side, and see how I'm doing. I'll get back. Well, it happened suddenly, pressing and moving it, but there's a lift that fits underneath this. This will ultimately get crimped over to hold it. This slides over that slides underneath there, this slides on top of that. It's a little bit on the diabolical side, but it's all locked in now. All I have to do is draw the thing. Remember, I speculated this falling off a truck. The corners are knocked out, so I'm going to get a clamp across this and some pads and pull this thing together and then drive the screws. The only thing that holds this from spreading there, that screw and that screw right there. So I'm going to try to do that right. Bring you back. Well, I finally got the front panels together far enough that I could get the screw holes to go through both this plate and the side pieces. And it's interlocked. All is good. I've got to still lock the tabs on the other side. In the process, I've mussed up the paint. I'd like to get more excited about that, but I'm not going to. It's fine. It's fine. I'll give it a teeny bit of touch up just before it goes out the door. Anyway, bar clamp really helped. The padding on the ends kept it from scratching the snot out of everything. All good. Okay, little touch up. Be fine. Get those things locked on the inside. Get the pencil tray in. Then flip it over and do this because it'd be easier to do those things with it flat. Well, I got the bracket mounted to the bottom of the bin of the desk, and I didn't mess much up doing that. So I'm pretty much just got these little scrapes that I did and the places inside where I folded it over to touch up. And I'm good to go. It'll get assembled. Still missing the two little buttons. I'm gonna, I don't know what, get a piece of PVC and see if I can turn a little representative button while the touch-up paint's drying. I also want to do those two screw heads. These are the two that are the most egregious. Shot at those. So we'll get to that. Little touch-up. We'll get to it. Be soon. So, the screws, which I should have gotten before. But I'm going to do it now. There you go. Sit. That's good. I'll get the little two pieces inside, and that'll be done. I don't know if you're ever going to see this, because I've got the stem on it now. Yeah, you're not. I've got the stem on it. It's not going to stand up unless I put it in the desk. I think I'll put it in the frame. Catch ya. So here it is in all its glory. Schoolhouse desk, grade school, 1925, lid, pencil tray, inkwell, seat stays, the top stays up, little pencil tray inside, solid wood bottom, chair that swivels about 40 degrees to each side, well, yeah, about 40. Lumbar support that actually pivots. Love the whole thing. Logo still on it. That's great. I'm just having one of those freak out moments that I put this lumbar piece in upside down because it looks tapered the opposite of this one. But the logo's the right way, so I must be in the right place. Anyway, no screws left over. And done. Waxed, lacquered, waxed, tongue oiled, and it all works. And a little hold the lid up while you're eating lunch. It's got it all. Thanks for watching. Granddaughter will love it. We'll go play school.